Imagine a casino where everyone is winning. No losses, no fear, only easy money. Now imagine this. You're the only person in the room who refuses to play. That was Warren Buffett in the year 2000. While the world got rich overnight, he stood still. But here's the part nobody talks about. He wasn't wrong. They were. Let's talk about 2000 for a second. Because to understand what happened in the markets, you need to understand the energy of that moment. January 1st, 2000. The world had just survived Y2K. For those who don't remember, the entire planet spent 1999 convinced that at midnight on January 1st, every computer on Earth would simultaneously forget how to count, and civilization would collapse. Banks, power grids, traffic lights, gone. People built bunkers, stockpiled food, withdrew cash, and then midnight came, and nothing happened. The lights stayed on. The planes didn't fall out of the sky. Your microwave still worked, so humanity celebrated. We survived the apocalypse. The future was here. Technology was magic. And if technology could survive the end of the world, imagine what it could do for your portfolio. Culturally, the year felt like a movie about the future. Gladiator was in theaters, Eminem was on every radio, The Sims launched and people forgot to eat. Napster was giving everyone free music, and nobody had figured out yet that this was probably illegal. NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were in a cold war for the soul of pop music. And on the internet, everyone was starting a .com. Your neighbor's dog grooming business, .com. A website that delivered pet food, .com. Billion-dollar valuation. A company that promised to deliver groceries in an hour, .com. $500 million raised. You could add .com to almost anything, and investors would throw money at you. This was the world. This was the energy. And somewhere in Omaha, Nebraska, a 69-year-old man in a suit was reading balance sheets and quietly thinking, "This is insane." Here's what made 2000 different from every other bubble. It wasn't just greed, it was ideology. People genuinely believed the old rules didn't apply anymore. Profits, old thinking. Revenue, boring. A business plan, please. This was the internet. This was the future. The logic went something like this. Yes, the company loses money every quarter, but once they have enough users, it'll all work out. Investors stopped asking, "What is this business worth?" and started asking, "What will someone else pay for this tomorrow?" That shift changed everything. Buffett described it like a psychological infection, a virus that spread through investors, causing them to see value where none existed. And the most dangerous part? Everyone thought they were the smart one. Buffett used one of his most famous analogies to describe what was happening. He compared every investor in 2000 to Cinderella at the ball. Everyone is dancing, everyone is having the time of their lives, and everyone knows. At midnight, everything ends. But here's the problem. There are no clocks in the room. So what do people do? They stay. They dance longer. They take more risk. Because they believe they'll leave just before the collapse. But they never do. They never do. Here's the twist Buffett found almost amusing. The same people who stockpiled canned food for Y2K in December were putting their life savings into companies with no revenue in March. The apocalypse they prepared for didn't come. The one they funded was already on its way. And here's the thing most people miss about bubbles like this. Money wasn't being created, it was being transferred. From the uninformed to the promoters, from the public to insiders. Companies weren't built to generate profit. They were built to sell shares, to ride hype, to exit before reality arrived. And Buffett saw it, every single step of the way. Stay with me, because in a minute, I'm going to tell you about the people who knew this was a bubble and danced anyway. The most dangerous moment in investing is not when markets are crashing. It's when everything feels easy. Buffett said, "Nothing sedates rationality like large doses of effortless money." Let that sink in. Now picture this. The NASDAQ went up 86% in 1999. 86% in 1 year. If you had put $100,000 in at the start of 1999, you had $186,000 by December, without doing anything. Now imagine you're a professional fund manager. You studied finance for a decade. You read every balance sheet. You know how businesses work. And your neighbor, who literally picked stocks by throwing darts at a newspaper, outperformed you. What does that do to your brain? It doesn't make you think your neighbor is lucky. It makes you think you're doing something wrong. And that pressure, that social pressure, that's what made smart people the most dangerous players in the room. Because when smart people decide to abandon discipline, they do it with conviction. Buffett draws a line most people ignore: the difference between investing and speculation. Investing is simple. You buy something based on what it will produce over time. Speculation, you buy something based on what someone else might pay next. In 2000, that line didn't just blur, it disappeared. People weren't buying businesses anymore. They were buying expectations. Here's how absurd it got. Pets.com, a company that shipped dog food by mail, at a loss, on purpose. The logic being, get customers now, figure out profits later. Their IPO raised $82 million. 9 months later, they shut down. $82 million. A sock puppet. 9 months. Buffett's test is simple. If you can't explain how the company makes money, you're not investing. You're just hoping someone else is more confused than you are. Now, before you feel too superior to the people of 2000, stop. Because this exact same thing happens in every bubble. Crypto in 2021. AI stocks in 2023. Every cycle. New names, same psychology. Same Cinderella story. The only thing that changes is what the sock puppet looks like. So ask yourself right now, is there anything in your portfolio you can't explain? Keep that question. We're coming back to it. Buffett goes back 2,600 years to explain this. A simple idea. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. But he turns it into a test. 3 questions every investor must answer. How certain are the returns? When will they come? And what's the risk if you're wrong? If you can't answer those 3, you're not investing, you're guessing. And in 2000, most people weren't even pretending to answer them. Here's what they were actually doing. AOL merged with Time Warner in January 2000. Biggest merger in history at the time. $350 billion deal. The logic? The internet is the future. Time Warner has content. AOL has users. It's perfect. Do you know what that merger is worth today? It is studied in business schools as the greatest corporate disaster in history. They didn't answer the 3 questions. They answered a different question. Isn't this exciting? Here's something that surprises most people. Growth can destroy value, not create it. If a company spends more money growing than it ever earns from that growth, shareholders lose. In 2000, a company called Webvan was going to revolutionize grocery delivery. Order online. Delivered in 1 hour. Sound familiar? They raised over $800 million, built warehouses across America, hired thousands of people, and burned through every cent. Because delivering groceries in an hour costs more than groceries cost. Buffett would have asked one question. Does the math work? Nobody asked. Because the story was too good. Big visions, beautiful narratives, dreams sold as businesses. So here's the question everyone asks. Buffett saw all of this. He understood exactly what was happening. Why didn't he join? Why not ride the wave for a year and exit before the crash? Because he knew something almost nobody does. If you don't know how money is made, you shouldn't expect to make money. He said it openly. We don't know how to pick the winners in this space, and the press destroyed him for it. In 1999, Barron's ran a cover story. The headline? What's wrong, Warren? The argument was that Buffett had lost his touch, that he didn't understand the new economy, that he was a relic. He responded by doing nothing, which, if you think about it, is the most Buffett response possible. Here's the honest question I want you to sit with. The next time you're looking at an investment and everyone around you is excited and money feels easy and the story sounds incredible, ask yourself, do I know how this makes money? Can I answer the 3 questions, or am I just dancing? Because here's what happened to the NASDAQ in 2000. March 10th, peak, 5,048 points. By October 2002, 1,114 points, 78% gone, trillions of dollars, not stolen, not lost, transferred to the people who built the stories. The ball ended. The question is never if midnight comes. The question is whether you're already out the door. Remember this. The biggest danger in investing is not losing money. It's losing your ability to think clearly. In 2000, investors didn't lose intelligence. They survived Y2K. They had the internet. They felt like they were living in the future. They lost discipline. They got seduced by the dance and forgot that even Cinderella has to go home. In the next video, we go deeper into something even scarier. Why the smartest investors make the worst decisions during bubbles, and how your brain, your own brain, quietly becomes your biggest enemy. Because in the market, the real battle is never price, it's psychology.